It is all about protest against climate change by kids in Australia. Interesting passage, easy passage. You can answer all the questions, many of them based on explicit information. I'll read out question number 51. Shall I? How the children in Australia realized about the fact that political leaders are not serious about the environmental crisis. Is that the first question? All of you, what is the question number 51? Please go to the first paragraph, paragraph 1, and try to go to the third sentence, the fourth sentence rather. It starts with the summit. Have you seen? The summit showed no consensus on climate change, proving the point the children in Australia had made, that political leaders are not serious about the environmental crisis. Same thing has been mentioned. So what is the answer now? They found their government's lackluster response to climate change. Please underline the word lackluster. Lackluster is a good expression. It means no enthusiasm, no interest. Lack of enthusiasm, lack of interest. Lackluster. Right, the combination, already they have given lackluster response. What is the second option? The G20 summit coinciding with the protest march showed no consensus among nations on climate change. That's what I've just read out. So will you consider the second option or not? Yes, hold the second option. The scheme that the officials had launched for the sustainable development last year was not carried out as decided. This is not right. One is not right, and what is the second option here? The G20 summit. So that is the answer. Answer is what? The second option. I would like to request all the students, please be attentive and try to listen carefully, make a note immediately. I have to work on 40 questions and 3 passages. Time is not 60 minutes, not enough. I'll try to manage. So be attentive. Question number 52. What did the children in Australia want to convey through their protest march? 52, all of you go to the first paragraph again. The sentence after that, I've just read out one sentence. After that, I will continue. Over the recent years, Australia has experienced dire consequences. Please underline the word dire. Dire consequences, serious consequences of global warming. By dropping their school routine on a working day, the children were making an additional point. They were conveying the feeling that a natural catastrophe would make academic attainment meaningless. Please underline that part. Would make academic attainment meaningless. Which option says that? They wanted to promote the other ruling party, is that right? No. They wanted to convey the feeling that a natural catastrophe would make academic attainment meaningless. Same thing I have read out. So answer is what? The third option. They wanted the world to know that unsustainable development, that is not right. Question number 53. Which of the numbered paragraphs conveys that the children carrying out the protest march have figured out that the term climate change means little to the political leaders? What is the answer here? 53. All of you please go to paragraph 5. Is there any problem? All of you please go to paragraph 5. Have you gone there? And middle of that, maybe the 7th or 8th line, Australian children have rejected this view. Do you see that? They have figured out that the term climate change means little to the political leaders. Do you see the same wording? What is the question? Which of the numbered paragraphs conveys that the children carrying out their protest march have figured out that the term climate change means little to the political leaders? Same thing you see. Which paragraph is the answer? But the key says which paragraph? The second one, am I right? It is not correct. Answer is 5th option, 5th paragraph. This is also easy, but you have to go through the entire passage. Time taking. All these are time taking. What is the point of view of popular politicians like Mr. Canavan and Donald Trump regarding the climate change? All of you please go to second paragraph. Do you see there? I will read out the third line. Resources Minister Matt Canavan's response was sharper. He said students should be learning about geology and mining rather than protesting on streets. He was referring to the coal mining project some of the children on streets. He was referring to coal mining projects some of the children specifically mentioned. Mr. Canavan is in a vast company of popular politicians of different countries. American President Donald Trump is one of them. Leaders like him see climate change as an irritating discourse, underline that. They think it has no substance or truth, underline that also. Moreover, they feel it confuses and distracts the public. Underline those 3 points. Now, what is the first option here? Leaders like him see climate change as an irritating discourse, mentioned, tick that one. They think that the climate change has no substance or truth, mentioned, tick that one. They feel the climate change confuses and distracts the public, the third point, tick that one. Such leaders believe that the goals for climate change would override high industrial and economic growth. That is also true, implied. So what is the answer based on that? The fifth option is the answer, all of these. You got it right? Question number 55. Why is it intellectually challenging for many of the people to harmonize, underline the word harmonize, the notion of climate with the idea of climate change? First, you underline the expression intellectually challenging. Why is it intellectually challenging? Underline intellectually challenging. Means difficult to understand. Please write, difficult to understand. Now go to third paragraph, paragraph 3. Middle of it, or I will start with the second sentence, or the first sentence rather. Why people think that climate change is a myth is easy to explain. A basic lesson in geography in elementary schools across the world concerns the distinction between climate and weather. The two concepts are typically explained as being different in terms of changeability. Weather changes from day to day. That is the reason why they say weather report. They never say climate report, TV channels and all. And season to season. According to standard geography text, climate, on the other hand, refers to a permanent frame within which study in weather conditions. So the term climate is used for classifying the world and each country in zones. These zones constitute the permanent law of learning, area of learning. The place you have seen, now what are the options here? First option, people think that climate change is a myth. Is that the question? Is that the first option? People think that climate change is a myth because climate is a permanent term, unlike weather, which keeps on changing, but not the climate. People are stubborn about their attitude. They don't want to accept the climate change as an existing term. People in their childhood read climate as permanent frame within which we study change in weather conditions, totally different from climate change. So what is the answer? What is the first option here? People think climate change is a myth because climate is a permanent term, unlike weather which keeps on changing, but not the climate. So you can consider the first option also. What is the answer based on that? The fourth option, both 1 and 3. What can be inferred? Please underline the word inferred. That is a key word here. What can be inferred from the line, policy documents include environmental concerns but prioritize economic growth? You don't have to read the passage. What do you understand from that expression? Which is more important? Is it environment or is it economic development? Economic development. Though they talk about environment, what is the bottom line? What is very important? Economic development is very important. Which option talks about that? And where do you find this? All of you please go to which paragraph? Fourth paragraph. So what does it talk about? The last but one sentence, I suppose, I will read out, or the one before that. Policy documents include environmental concerns, but prioritize economic growth. In the context of globalization, most countries propagate competitive nationalism. It is used as a major ground for regimentation of children's bodies and minds in order to ensure that they become proud, loyal citizens. The last sentence is not important, but what are the options here? Are you guys listening? The Sustainable Development Goals promoted by UNESCO have been included in the school syllabus across Asia, but their presence is merely nominal in most countries. Does it go with the given expression? No. The policies made by the officials definitely talk about environmental concerns, but their deeds are much inclined towards economic growth. That's what it means. Hold that one. The concerns of the government about economic growth override the environmental concerns. This is also right, same meaning. So what is the answer? Fourth option, 2 and 3, beyond any doubt. Have you got it right? Oh, you're here. Good. What is question number 57? Opposite, unruly. First, unruly means what? Orderly or unorderly, not in an order. Out of control, please write. Unruly crowd. Write one expression. Unruly crowd or unruly mob. Write the two typical combinations. Unruly crowd, unruly mob. What is the first option here? Disorderly, same meaning. Second option, unmanageable, same meaning. Wild, someone is wild, you cannot control, same meaning. Rowdy, oh, surprising. I think a movie is going to come, Rowdy. Am I right? What sort of titles? You don't know that. That is rather surprising. There is one actor who is very popular among the youngsters right now. Who is that actor? Vijay Devarkonda. Courtesy, Arjun Reddy movie. Am I right? And you say, I don't know. That is rather shocking for me. I was taken aback. Anyhow, rowdy is not correct. What is the last option? Unruly, opposite, discipline. Answer is the fifth option, discipline. And similar meaning, reconcile. Write the meaning of the word reconcile. To accept a situation, usually a negative situation. Reconcile means to accept a negative situation and move on. Move on. It goes with, write one example, perhaps then you understand. He has reconciled with the fact that he has reconciled. Black shirt, what are you doing here? I don't like students sitting here idle. I've told many a time. If you don't want to write, don't come to these sessions. I hope the message is very clear. Do you understand English? Say yes or no. May I know the reason why are you not writing? Please answer the question. Is he a student or a technical guy? Technical guy. My mistake then. Oh, you're so happy. Master says my mistake, you're all so happy. Please excuse me. Thank you. Now, what is the word here? Reconcile. Write the example. He has reconciled to the fact that he is not competent enough. He has reconciled to the fact that he is not competent enough to teach that subject. Some subject, don't ask me which subject. To teach that subject. So initially he was reluctant to accept, he was not happy, but finally he realized he doesn't have the competency and he has accepted that negative situation. You got the meaning now? Based on that, he wants similar. Is it estrange? Write the meaning of the word estrange. Estrange means to get separated, to get isolated. But you look like a student, that guy. He looks like a student. Estrange means to get separated, to get isolated. And it goes with, you are very close to someone initially, and misunderstanding slowly, the gap widens, you get separated. That is the meaning. Write one typical example, estranged wife or estranged husband. That is your choice. No gender bias here. Estranged wife or estranged husband. Means what? Initially very close, later some reason got isolated or gap widened. Is it the answer? No. Alienate, a good word, please write. Alienate also means to get isolated. It goes more with, I would like to give related words. First to write the word alienate, to get isolated, right? Tribals, tribal people. They get alienated from the mainstream culture. Please write one expression, mainstream culture. Mainstream culture. They're not part of the mainstream culture, they're isolated, they're separated. Then we use the expression alienation of tribal people. And if they become part of the mainstream, what is the expression? Integration. Write the word integration. Integration opposite alienation. National integration, part of the mainstream culture. Is that the answer? No. Harmonize. You accept, you're happy. When you know you're not intelligent, there's a struggle. You know you're not that intelligent, you accept the fact, then you're peaceful, happy. That results in harmony. Am I right? Hold the third option. Caucus. This is purely political term that goes with the US. Please write the meaning. Caucus means a political meeting at the lower level in the US. Political meeting at the lower level to decide the candidate, they have meetings at a lower level. Those are known as caucus. And write the meaning of cabal. That is also a political term. It also means a meeting or a gathering, but secret in nature. A secret political gathering or meeting. Reconcile, what is a similar word now? Third option, harmonize. So, first passage over, 20 minutes, easy or difficult? Easy, not in one question is tough. The second one, what is this about? It is about selling hardware and software as a service model. Means what? You don't have to buy the equipment, you can hire the equipment and use for your needs, especially corporate needs. And the pros and cons of this concept, the passage talks about that. This is a little difficult compared to the first one. What is the first question here? 59, am I right? Yes? I will read out. I don't know whether you can make out or not. Which of the following explains the as a service model explained in the passage above? It means the ability to purchase and pay for software and hardware. Does it mean that? No. It means the ability to rent and pay for software and hardware as and when it is used rather than buying an expensive license or powerful computers. That's what the passage talks about. Hold the second option. It means to buy expensive, it is not buying, so ruled out. Both 2 and 3 not correct. All of the above not correct. What is the answer here? The second option, rent. Underline the word rent. Which of the following words should fill in the blank in A to make it contextually correct and meaningful sentence? Now you have to search where is this A. First paragraph. I will read out the sentence. I think something more is there, or not this one, I'm not quite sure. Okay. Software such as Oracle and SAP. You should not say SAP. SAP has a negative connotation. It's a German word. SAP means a pig. You never say SAP, you have to say SAP. You have to mention the, SAP, if you pronounce as one word acronym, then what do you say? SAP. SAP has a negative connotation. It means what? In German language, pig. That is negative, obviously. So you should say SAP, never say SAP. Have you got it? But here people say SAP. That is a problem. That's why I had to tell. Such as Oracle and SAP have been pivoting to this model. So what are the words here? First one, calamity. The sentence talks about two big companies, internationally renowned companies. Can you use the word calamity? Write the meaning of the word calamity. A natural disaster. First you write the word natural disaster. Also write catastrophe. Catastrophe also means a natural disaster. What is the second one? Behemoths. Behemoth, plural, behemoths. We don't know the meaning, hold that one. Abdicate. Abdicate means what? Kidnap. Please write kidnap. Abdication. Kidnap. What is the next one? Paradigm. G is silent. Means sudden shift in something. What is it? Shifting perspective. Very good. Sudden shift, first you write. Brackets you write perspective. Sudden shift in the perspective. That is not right. So what is the answer here? A big company, which word conveys that meaning? The second option, behemoth. Second option is the answer. Write some more words. Please write the expression blue chip company. B-L-U-E, blue chip, C-H-I-P. You know the word chip, C-H-I-P, company. Blue chip company means a very big company. Write the meaning. Also write conglomerate, conglomerate, conglo, C-O-N-G-L-O, conglomerate, M-E-R-A-T-E. Conglomerate also means a big company. Usually, multinational companies we say blue chip companies or conglomerates, corporate giants. Shall I go to the next one? Question number 61. A phrase is given in bold in the passage, ebbs and flows. What is the meaning of this phrase? If you know geography or geology, something about tides, tidal waves, then you know ebb means low tide. Please write. Ebbs and flows means low tide and high tide. You know low tides and high tides. We also use expressions like spring tides and neap tides. Spring, neap. They also mean the same. No need to write that, is pure geography. High tide, low tide means something positive, something negative. Which option talks about that? What is the fourth option? A recurrent pattern of coming and going or decline and regrowth. Exactly. Answer is the fourth option. Profit, loss, growth, decline, same time. Low tide, water recedes. High tide, water goes up. Shall I go to 62? According to the passage, which is the most contributing factor to 1 in every 10 startups failing within the first 12 months. All of you please go to, now give me some time, I have to turn the pages. Question number 62. Where is it? Do you see it somewhere? The last sentence, the last paragraph, the last sentence. According to the DO, this is a contributing factor to 1 in every 10 startups failing within the first 12 months. What is that factor? When time to hire, onboard, and hand off are accounted for, employers only get about 9 months of productive work from each engineer. Am I right? Which option talks about that? Second option, when time to hire, onboard, and hand off are accounted for, employers only get about 9 months of productive work from each engineer. Same wording has been used. Answer is the second option. Question number 63. Which of the following phrases can fill in the blank given in C in the passage above? Where is C? Which paragraph is it in? Second paragraph, how does the sentence go? Once it became cheap enough. What became cheap enough? ISD and STD booths, I think. Am I right? That is a context. Or what? Mobile landline phone. I will start with the first sentence in the paragraph. The rent versus own decision ebbs and flows over time. Not so long ago, before India's mobile phone revolution, it talks about mobile phone revolution. We did not have mobiles. That time, what was the situation? People would rush to STD booths, am I right, to make long distance calls. And this talks about once the mobile phone came into existence. Initially, the mobile phones were pretty big, almost this size. People would hold like this and talk. Later, Reliance company, they introduced a small one. And now you know different sizes. Again, now the size is growing. Bigger the better. Am I right? Okay. Once it became cheap enough to acquire and use a mobile phone to make calls on one's own. Then C, what is the first option here? These booths disappeared. Seems right, hold that one. These booths disappear. These booths are disappearing. Oh, grammar knowledge. These booths are disappeared. These booths is disappeared. So what is the answer? The first option, these booths disappeared. Which of the following words can replace the word given in bold in B without changing the meaning of the sentence? First, you should go to B, third paragraph. Classical economic thinking would predict that this sort of rental model will not work for cutting-edge software application development. Please underline the expression cutting-edge technology or cutting-edge software. When you write the descriptive paper essay, you should use these terms. You will get marks. Cutting-edge software, cutting-edge technology, which fundamentally alters the workings of a firm. Alters. Which of the following words can replace the word given in bold without changing the meaning? Underline, without changing the meaning. Can you use the word remains? No. Can you use the word stagnate? Write the meaning of the word stagnate. Stagnate means no change, same situation. No change, no development. It has a negative connotation. No development, stagnation. Economic stagnation means what? No development at all. Can you use that word? Continues, no. Amends. What is the other word for alter? Amend. Hold that one. Ruins. Ruin means it has two meanings. Please write the two meanings of the word ruins. First, you write the singular form ruin. Ruin, which part of speech is it? Singular form. Verb. Please write verb. Write the meaning. Ruin means to spoil. Spoil something. Write one expression. Don't ruin the party. Don't ruin the party. Some party people are enjoying. Someone tries to spoil the party. Then others, what will they say? Don't spoil the party, simple English. Don't ruin the party, effective English. But this word is important as a noun. Now you write the plural form. Please write ruins. What I observe here, I have been talking continuously without taking, it is almost like breathless. I should get tired. But I see a lot of students, they look tired and they are not willing to write. That is rather strange. You are tired listening and you don't want to write. That is not acceptable. If you look so dull, how do I feel? If you don't want to write, how do I feel? I hope she is awake. Just, are you awake or sleeping? She is literally, do you attend special classes in the morning? That girl, please answer. Look at the master, answer the question. Do you attend the special classes in the morning from 7 to 10? Say yes sir or no sir. I don't want to trouble her. Whatever it is. Please, my request, be attentive. Look at the master with eyes wide open. At least give the expression, sir, we are listening to you. I'll be happy. So, stagnate, you got amends, ruins, the noun form, plural. Write the meaning of that. The remains of a monument. The remains, R-E-M-A-I-N-S, the remains of a monument. You go to Red Fort. Red Fort is intact. You see the Red Fort. But you go to some place, historical monument, and you see parts of the monument. Then what is the other word for that? Ruins, a different meaning altogether. What is the answer here? The third option or fourth option? Fourth option, amends, is the answer. Which of the following statement or statements is or are true in the context of the passage above? ISD, STD call booths in a classic example of as a service delivery. Yes or no? Yes. Good. Hiring top engineers locally in Silicon Valley is costly and not scalable. It has been mentioned, page 7, I think you should go to the second paragraph. Am I right? Clearly mentioned. Yes or no? Right. Third one, firms in the quest. That's a very good word, quest. Write the meaning of the word quest. Quest means search. Search for something good, search for excellence. Quest for English, quest for soft skills. That is a typical combination. Quest here for digital disruption will be looking to keep their competition in, and so would prefer renting than purchasing. Right or wrong? Wrong. What is the answer now? Both 1 and 2. 66. This is quite challenging. This one has brought me here, frankly speaking, this particular passage. I enjoyed going through the questions, quite challenging. This is what you guys can expect, and you have to work on passages, this one, like this one. Then you go to the higher level. Shall I? Hold the hard copy. You have to use it. Question number 66. Which of the following words given in the option should come at the place marked as A in the above paragraph to make it grammatically correct and meaningful? That is one dimension. Here it's like double trouble. What is the next sentence? Also, it is not over. Also, the word should fill in the blanks given in the two sentences given below to make them contextually correct and meaningful. This is challenging. Now, what is a sentence actually? Where is this A? We'll go there first. Give me some time. Okay. First paragraph, these goals are in the form of specific targets set up for key areas of development, protection of environment, and various forms of life, etc. If these goals are, then these 15 years will be the most successful years of human history in terms of reducing distress, something negative. Distress, underline the word distress, something negative. If these goals are, at the outset you should think something like if these goals are implemented, achieved, or if these goals are made real, that's what you have to think of. What is the first option here? Redeem. Can you use the word redeem here? Proliferate. Write the meaning of the word proliferate. To spread quickly. Write the meaning. Proliferate means to spread or multiply quickly. Use the word multiply. Proliferation of a particular species. Multiplication. Achieved. If these goals are achieved, seems right. That is the first step. Then you have to check with these two sentences. Let us have a look at the sentences. Even beleaguered cities like Detroit and Chicago have achieved fiscal stability. Seems right. Cook said on Thursday that the company had achieved that scale. This also seems right. Hold the third option. Deemed, not correct. Both 1 and 3, not correct. So what is the answer here? The third option, achieved. Quite challenging. 67, which of the following phrases should fill the blank in B to make it contextually correct and meaningful? Where is B? The first paragraph, last line. If SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, help to establish the right priorities in terms of such objectives, B, then this is a very good initiative. Is it grammatically correct? Mark it wrong. Then this is a very bad initiative. Grammatically correct. Right or wrong, we'll check later. Then this is a very badly initiative, grammatically wrong. Then this is a very good initiating, grammatically wrong. Then this is a very good initiative. Context talks about positive or negative? Positive. But the key says the second option, surprising. What is the answer? The fifth option, then this is a very good initiative. Sometimes ignore the key, don't respect the key. 68, in the passage given, a sentence C is given in bold. There may or may not be an error in one part of the sentence. Choose the part which has an error in it as your answer. If there is no error, then choose option E as your answer. The most ambitious goals of reducing distress. Do you find any error? Let me go there, but they have given the same thing. The most ambitious goals, please underline the word goals, singular or plural? Plural. Of reducing distress, it's a praise, don't consider. Goals have been set for a time period, there's nothing wrong with that, 2015 to 2030, about which other available evidence indicates that. Evidence, underline the word evidence, indicates, do you find any error? Indicates that this may be a period of some very adversely trends. Underline the word trends, very good. Which part of speech is trends? Right, noun. And before a noun you use which part of speech? Adjective or adverb? Adjective, but this word is what? Adverb. So right or wrong? Wrong. What is the correct word? Adverse trends, negative trends. Easy. Looks tough, easy. Shall I go to the next one? If you have a question, please ask. You have a question, he has a doubt? Please ask, what is it? Question number. You still have the doubt, or it is, now you don't? What does he say? 68. What is your doubt? Or what is your question? Evidence. Other available evidence. Other available evidence. Not this one, the other. It doesn't talk about plural aspect. That was your doubt. Evidence. Nothing wrong with that. Shall I go to the next one? What is the question number? This is again challenging. The sentence given in D has 4 words given in bold. Amongst the given bold words, which of the following must replace each other to make the sentence contextually correct and meaningful? Where is this D? It is in which paragraph? I will go there. The SDGs also talk about reducing inequalities, but not specifically about how exactly these trends will be checked and how actually the forces which are responsible for these trends will be checked. Do you have to change the words or replace the words? What is the last option here? No error. That is the answer. Everything is in place. But there's one more question where you have to be a little careful. Now, is it question number 70? A word is given in bold in E. Choose the word which should replace the word given in bold to make the sentence correct and meaningful. If no change is required, choose option E as your answer. What is the word E? Deceasing. I'll read out the sentence. Similarly, it is clear that these are times of very heavy spending on arms and ammunition, as well as deceasing overall military budgets. First you have to, the key says the word is not correct, you have to look for the right word. Am I right? Or do you have the fifth option like same word? None. Okay, then you have to consider that also. We'll check the words. What is the first one? Divesting. Write the meaning of divest. Divest means reduce. Reduce something. Stop spending on something. Reduce or stop spending. We use it with investment. Also write investment. Combination. What is the meaning of the word hinder? Block. Increasing. The context talks about what? Reducing arms or increasing arms and ammunition? Reducing. That you have to understand. So increasing ruled out. What is the next option? Promulgating. Write the word promulgate. Reducing heavy spending on. Similar, where is it? D, am I right? What? This is E. Similarly, it is clear that these are times of very heavy spending on arms and ammunition, as well as overall, oh, okay. It talks about increase, not decrease. Thank you. Write the meaning of the word promulgate. Promulgate means what? To, that is one thing, but here please write, to make something public, to make something official. Also, this is related to, write the word proclamation. You all know the word proclamation. Publicly stating something, proclamation, promulgate. A law or something, you make it widely known, promulgation of something related to law or policy. What is the last word? None. So answer is obviously the third option, increasing. Have you got it right? Question number 71, which of the following words given in the options should come at the place marked F in the above paragraph to make it grammatically correct and meaningful? Also, the word should fill in the blanks given in two sentences given below to make them contextually correct and meaningful. Where is F? Second paragraph, am I right? Is it third paragraph? The world is not only overloaded with destructive weapons, including weapons of mass destruction, but in addition, this high risk load is and increasing rapidly. High risk load is what? Aiming, spreading, reducing, curbing, aggravating. So this, the context talks about what? Increase or decrease again? Increase or decrease? Spreading out. So what is the option there that talks about increase? It is not aggravating. Then let us consider two words. One is spreading and the other word is aggravating. Can you use the word aiming? Reject that one. Can you use the word reducing? Reject that one. Okay, reducing, curbing, no. Now we have to check the sentences. Carefully pour the mixture over the cake lining pie pan. You cannot say aggravating. Can you say aggravating evenly? Ridiculous. Spreading evenly. Spread something evenly. Heat from the political fires it has set is already spreading. Heat is spreading. So what is the answer based on that? The second option is the answer. Which of the following phrases should fill in the blank in G to make it contextually correct and meaningful? Where is G now? The next paragraph, fourth paragraph, what is the sentence? There are deeply entrenched reasons why weapons go on the proliferating despite what? First option? What is the fourth option? Despite everyone knowing how destructive and expensive these are. We'll check other options. Despite their good efficiency and results, can you use that expression with arms and ammunition? No. Everyone knowing adequate, that is the third one. Everyone knowing how effective and cheap these are? No. Adequate steps to improve the overall condition? Not relevant. What is the fourth option? Everyone knowing how destructive and expensive these are. Answer is the fourth option. In the passage given, a sentence H is given in bold. There may or may not be an error in one part of the sentence. Choose that part which has an error in it as your answer. If there is no error, then choose option 5 as your answer. But SDG documents do not tell us exactly how this trend can be checked or resolved, or what big, new and different initiatives will be taken on this important issue. Do you find any error here? What is the answer then? Fifth option, no error. The sentence given in H has 4 words given in bold, and you have to find out which word can be or which pair can be replaced. I will go there. What is the sentence question number? I think it is I. Am I right? The sentence given in I. Where is it? Thirdly, the period of SDGs is also a highly threatening one when life-sensitive environmental changes like climate change are likely to increase. They have not given the word increase in bold. Please underline that word. They have given only 4 words in 3 in bold. There should be 4. What is the fourth one? Increase. To increase and cause a lot of destruction and distress. The period of SDGs is also a highly threatening one. Can you say threatening one? Let us replace is highly sensitive one. Seems right? Hold that one. When life-threatening environmental changes, that also seems right. Hold that one. Like climate change are likely to increase and cause a lot of destruction and distress. The last two words you don't have to touch. The first two words should be replaced. Which option talks about that? Second option, threatening, sensitive. What is the answer? Second option is the answer. But here, everything looks easy and simple. Under pressure, not that easy. Question number 75. A word is given in bold in J. Choose the word which should replace the word given in bold to make the sentence correct and meaningful. If no change is required, choose option 5. What is the sentence J? This has been well recognized for about 3 decades. Yet the world has badly behind, lead behind, wrong combination first of all. Underline the word behind. Lead is positive, behind is negative. Cannot be, it is something like cheap and best. Not acceptable. Now what are the options here? Hamper. Hamper behind? No. Dissuade. Please write the meaning of that. Dissuade means discourage someone from doing something. Discourage someone from doing something. Underline the preposition from. Dissuade always takes the preposition from. Dissuade someone from doing something. That is not right. What is the next word here? Loiters. Loiter means to walk here and there without any purpose. Write the meaning of that. Loiter. He loiters in the lobby. Means what? He walks in the lobby, no specific work, no work, casually. Loiter means to walk without any purpose, here and there. Sometimes we tell people, don't loiter in the lobby. Means what? Don't walk here. If you have no work, don't walk. Go somewhere. Is it relevant here? No. Lag. When you see the word lag, you should become alert. Lag behind. So what is the answer? The fourth option. 1 second is enough to answer. Done with that passage? We have only 10 minutes. 76 to 80, what do they deal with? Error location. Rather easy. Senior civil servant Arvind Saxena was swarmed. Swarmed or sworn? Swear, swore, sworn. So what is wrong? ED should not be there, strike off. Is it active voice or passive voice? Passive voice. Make a note, passive voice. The verb should be in past participle form. Swear, swore, sworn. Easy one. Please make a note, verb related, verb form, past participle form. Irregular verb. A student of civil engineering from the Delhi College of Engineering and MTech in Systems Management from IIT New Delhi, Saxena was selected for the civil services and joined or joined. Your thinking should be that way. Was selected and joined, then you should know there is an error. Joined. Please change. Again, it is related to what? Verb form. Past. Of national elections around the corner, political parties are once again gearing up to publish their official stances. Stance means stand. They stand. Their object, their outlook, their attitude. Official stances on key policy issues. So what is the opinion regarding a particular issue? So where is the error? The first part, it is not of national elections, with national elections around. With national elections around the corner. Means they are going to conduct the national elections. Please make a note, phrase related. With elections around the corner, a typical expression. It goes with newspapers. India has climbed an impressive 55 rungs. Please underline the word rung. If you take a ladder, two poles like this, joined horizontal. Each one is called a rung. Ladder has what? Rungs, not steps. You got the word? Fine. India has climbed an impressive 55 rungs in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business rankings of 2 years, or for 2 years. What will you say, of 2 years? In 2 years also right. In 2 years, and has climbed for 2 years. You could also use the preposition for, because the sentence is in present perfect. Underline has climbed for 2 years. Most people have that. Here you should know how to read this sentence. This is rather tough. Put a star mark. Most people have that one family member who has been diagnosed with a dreaded illness. Dreaded means deadly, dangerous. A dreaded illness, and finds it challenging to manage financially. At the outset, you may think the word that is not required. How do we look at the sentence? Most people have one family member. Seems right. So you may think, why this that? But here it is used for emphasis. Most people have that one family member. Do you understand what I say? Most people have, they are trying to emphasize. Most people have that one family member who has been diagnosed with some problem. So that means what? No error, or there is an error? Answer is the fifth option. But difficult to make out. We don't know the context. How do we know they are emphasizing? That is a bit difficult to make out. These are all these are rather difficult, time taking, but what are these about? Lengthy sentences, same idea, but only one sentence is right, other sentence is not grammatically correct. So what is answer? 81. I'll read out the first sentence, then we can check where the error is. With 3/4 of tertiary healthcare being provided by corporate hospitals, it becomes important to have a high health cover given the high charging. Do you think charging is right? Underline the word charging by these hospitals and medical inflation of 20% per annum in India. You have to say, given the high charges, where do you find how many options with high charges? Then you have to look at other options. What is the first one? With 3/4 of tertiary healthcare being provided by corporate hospitals, it becomes important to have a high health cover given the high charges by these hospitals and medical inflation of 20%. It seems right, but we have to check other options. With 3/4 of tertiary healthcare being provided, underline the word provide and reject that one. With 3/4 of tertiary healthcare being provided by corporate hospitals, it becomes, underline the word become and reject that one. With 3/4 of tertiary healthcare being provided or being provided. So underline the word being and reject. What is the answer now? First option is the answer. It takes a lot of time. Take into account the inflation on medical expenses. A large health cover will really help in protecting your wealth, as it will pay for your expenses without you have to sell. Underline without you have to sell, that is not right. And without you having to sell, which option has having to sell? I think second option, third option, as well as fourth option. Am I right? You have to decide between these two. First option also. Take into account the inflation. I think it takes a lot of time reading out all these. You must have gone through. Tell me the option. What is the answer? I will tell whether it is right or wrong. Fourth option, what is it? Taking into account the inflation on medical expense. Expense is not correct. Fourth option is not correct. Any other option? Third option, taking into account the inflation on medical expenses, a large health cover will really help in protecting your wealth, as it will pay for your expenses without you having to sell your assets or exhaust your savings. No error here, this is the answer. 83, tell me what is it? Speech and language, two things, are the first communication technologies and the main drivers of human evolution. Do you find any error here? Answer is the fifth option. This has saved our time. The best way to handle a project too large for any one organization is to asking or is to ask. How many options is to ask? The second option and the fourth option. The best way to handling or to handle. Then we'll check the fourth option. the best way to handle a project too large for any one organization is to ask lots of volunteers to help. Answer is the fourth option. 85, for more than a year after demonetization, the erratic supply of currency and the recurring automated teller machines calibrations impacted the transactions at the ATMs. Do you find any error? Say yes or no. Answer is what? No change required. Have you got the same option or you're telling casually? Have you chosen the fifth option? Who has chosen the fifth option? I appreciate those students. Have you got the time to read these? I should have changed the question. I got it from your face, reading between the lines. Not easy, I can understand. 86 to 90. I have 2 minutes exactly. What are these about? Spot the errors. Digital technologies are enabling firms to automate. So where is the error? Okay. To automating is not correct. Please change it to automate. The demand for certain skills is going up in today's labor markets. These skills include complex problem solving and analysis and social skills such as teamwork and relationship management. Do you find any error? Who has chosen the fifth option? No error. Very good. A lot of students. Is it 88? As the World Development Report 2019 argues, India needs to focus even more strongly on the quality of education it offers to its greatest asset, its citizens. This is rather easy if you remember pronouns, possessive pronouns. Tell me what is wrong, where is the error, which part is not correct. It is the fourth part. What is it? Its greatest asset. Can you use the apostrophe? Please strike it off. Possessive pronouns never ever take an apostrophe. Remember, yours truly, common error. You make that mistake in a descriptive paper, you lose 2 marks straight away. 89, entrepreneurship and the rate of startups is more fluid. What are the 2 subjects here? First, you underline the word entrepreneurship, and what is the second subject? The rate of startups, that's a phrase. Will you use is or are? So correct it. Which part has that error? Despite its recent economic advances, India's gender balance in entrepreneurship and startups remain among the lowest in the world. What is the subject here? Please underline India's gender balance 1 unit first. That is a subject. But in this subject, what is the key word? Balance, gender balance. Underline the word balance. Singular or plural? Then will you say remain or remains? Remains is the right expression. Remains among the lowest in the world. How many of you have got this one right? That's wonderful. Overall, how is this paper?